Hey everybody, welcome back to the Obsessive Gardener. I'm going to try to breeze through this garden update here at the house and just kind of show you what I got going on. This here is one of my crosses. This is a King Star Straccia Hornet crossed with a Nymphadora, and this is a F2, which means it's the second generation. This is also one right here. This one has more like green in the leaves. I notice the ones that are more green, they grow better, they do better. The ones that are more white don't do as well. There's one over here. This one's the oldest one right here. And yeah, it's not doing too well. It's starting to bud up again, but it never would produce any peppers. But anyways, this one has, and um, has a pod right here that's getting pretty close, I think. It's starting to turn dark. It hasn't turned color yet though. They before they turn dark, they're variegated. Let me see if I can show. They're like the leaves, they're variegated. This one you can see it a little bit, which is pretty cool. This here is a Sugar Rush Peach. It's got a few pods on it. Nothing ripening yet. Over here, I've just been calling this thing a blood mist. It's kind of by accident that I started calling it that, only because I have it written down as bleeding mystery. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It came in a seed pack that was labeled Black Phantom, but it's not a Black Phantom because Black Phantoms aren't bubblegum varieties, and this is. I actually did a review on this. I think I reviewed it as a bleeding mystery. Anyways, I accidentally put blood and then put mist, MYST for short for mystery. I was like, that's kind of a cool name, so I just started calling it blood mist. But I don't know if that's accidental cross or if it's just a variety that I just don't know what it is. But I like it, and so I kept growing it. This one is a BOC crossed with Ahi pineapple. Mark Wilkerson sent me a pod, I believe, last year, and I did a review on it. There's a pod right there starting. I kept seeds from that, and I'm growing a few plants. And that's one of them. This one here is my cross. It's a Pinguita de Mono crossed with a Farmer's Market jalapeno. We definitely have pods growing on this one. This one, I damaged myself on accident. But anyways, yeah, it's got some pods going on. Let's see. Over here is a Sugar Rush Stripe. No ripe pods, no stripes yet. We're getting close though. Got a couple pods going on that. This here is a Sugar Rush Peach crossed with a King Star Limited Starburst. Seeds from the F1 and F1 pod sent to me by Nate Olandes last year. I did a review on that in front of Mount Shasta. That was kind of fun. And let's see, what else we got? Oh, this right here is my mini can pepper. It's grown in a little Mountain Dew mini can. It's a Brazilian Starfish Yellow. Got 3 pods on it. One's starting to turn yellow. The pods didn't get very big. I'm not sure if it's because it got aphids or if it's just because it's in a little tiny can. Anyways, this is my fabric bed right here, and it has these dividers in it, and I lost the labels to these, but I know what plants are in here. I just don't know. There's a few I'm not sure which are which. Like this one might be a Blue Ghost Peach, or it could be a Black Reaper. I'm not sure. And then I'm pretty sure this one and that one over there are both chocolate Umaroks. No pods on either of these. The only ones I got pods on are the apple crisp peppers, which are doing pretty good. They're starting to come in on these plants. And so, yeah. And this plant over here as well. We got these cool looking apple crisp peppers coming in. So that's cool. I also have a worm bucket in here. The worms are able, I feed the worms in here, and the worms are able to get out of the bucket because there's holes all in it, in the bottom and in the sides. And these dividers, they can go under the dividers because they're not connected at the bottom. They divide the sides, but they're able to go underneath. So the worms can go out, fertilize, leave their castings, and come back into the bucket. So that's the idea behind that, which leads me into my next section over here. So I did a video on this recently. Sorry, it's morning time, so I'm casting a shadow. It's a kiddie pool turned into a garden bed, and just like the other one I showed you, I got a worm bucket in the middle. And so yeah, the worms can get out. They could get out of this pool too, because there's holes in the bottom of this pool, and they could go out into the ground if they wanted to, but they're probably going to stay pretty close to that food. And also, what's more than likely to happen is worms from the yard will be attracted to this, come inside, and then find the worm bucket. So we'll see how that works. I'm hoping that it'll really help these plants take off. They really haven't shot off yet. I hope they do soon, because we only have so much summertime here in Lassen County before the snow hits and the freeze and all that. So hopefully they do good. These are all hot Chinense varieties. I'm not going to read them all off right now, but there's a 7-pot Primo, 7-pot Original in there. There's another BOC Ahi Pineapple. There is actually this one right here, King Star Sriracha Hornet, crossed with Nymphadora, but that's the non-variegated one. Just growing it for pods, and there's a couple other varieties in there as well. Okay, over here, I got a couple peppers in cans that I kind of just put in this old compost pile to hold them up. I got aphids in my house, so like everything that was in my house, pretty much I've brought outside because the aphids I cannot get rid of. This is a Tom's Bomb F5, doing well, of course. And then over here is a Diablo. This thing only gave me 1 pod this season. I did a review on it, and I have not gotten another one off this thing. In fact, it is really being stubborn. It's not even putting off flowers or anything. So I hope to get another pepper or 2 off that, maybe more. But the most important thing is I did get 1 pod, and I got seeds from that, so I could start the next generation. So anyways, all right, I will show you the other garden at my work. All right, here we are at the High Desert Garden, and I'm standing in an area here where I planted some super hots that are not doing too well. We had some pretty cold weather come through in mid-June, and my Chinense variety peppers really weren't too happy about that, but they're starting to make a comeback. I don't know if it's going to be enough time before the freeze comes, but they're trying. Anyways, the peas did well. We got peas growing alongside here. There's a pod right there. These things are delicious. I'm not really into peas, but picking them right off the plant they're very good. It's the first year I've ever grown peas, so it was actually a lot better than I thought, and we got a bunch of peas, and they were good. Anyways, we got some cucumber activity over here. We've already picked a few cucumbers. Cucumber there, cucumber there, cucumber there. The only ones I'm growing this year. We've picked 3 so far. Hopefully we get some more soon. Anyways, moving right along, here's the tomatoes. There's a row, I think we have 4 rows, and then a whole section that's kind of over here of the younger tomatoes. And then there's a row there of San Marzano, I think I'm saying it right. And then a row here of some mixed heirlooms, same over here. And then that's peppers, and then the next row right here is some more. So quite a few tomatoes going on. So we got some that are getting pretty close to getting ripe. No ripe ones picked yet though. Growing corn over here. Most of my corn that I planted, I was going to plant a lot more than just this section. I was going to plant corn not only here, but that section there all the way down to the end of the fence. And then way over on the other side where it's bare over there, that was all going to be corn too. But chickens from next door were able to get under the fence, and as soon as those poppies popped up, they ate them. So the only 2 stalks of corn, there's only a couple stalks that are actually original ones I planted in here. You can't tell, they all look the same because I went and to a nursery, a local nursery here, and they were actually selling 6 packs of corn, and I got enough to fill this in right here. It was actually perfect of the amount I got, and it's really cheap too. I think I spent like $18 or something like that, and I got like, I don't know, 25 or 30 plants, and I put them in here, and I didn't think they were going to live. They looked terrible, and they went through some shock, but then they came out of it, and they were good. So yeah, we already got some tassels starting to come up here. I did see one over here that there are ears growing, but I also saw one that had silk. Yeah, right here. This one right here. It's got silk down there. I'm actually growing some capsicum annuum peppers over here in this section. They got a really late start on these. I don't think I planted these. Like, I don't think I put the seeds in until April. I was way behind. But anyways, this row right here is a Buena Mulatas. So I've got 4 going on there. Got some cherry bombs. 4 more of those. Satan's Kiss. I got 6 of those, which is basically the same thing as a cherry bomb for the most part, but they're smaller, and they usually produce a whole bunch. This row right here is Tom's Bomb and Monkey Jalapenos. Growing 3 of those. I actually have some more I need to put in some pots. Anyways, yeah, the tomatoes are doing good. Here's Aroma. That's doing really good. It's getting close to having some ripe tomatoes, but it's pretty loaded down with tomatoes. And yeah, so we should be getting some ripe ones here pretty soon on that. And yeah, so there's a lot of tomato activity. They're looking pretty good. Here's a row of peppers that are not doing too well, especially these first 4. These are all Tiger Gum chocolates up front here. Not doing too well. As well as a white habanero. Doing terrible. I seen a flower on it today, so that's good. Now, on the other hand, this Peppa Peach pepper plant is doing pretty good. Got quite a few peppers going on. This one is a Brazilian Starfish Yellow, just starting to put on some peppers. Sorry. This is a Freeport Orange Scotch Bonnet. It's got some flowers on it. We'll see if it can produce something. 7 Pot Primo, starting to get some flowers. This is a Chocolate Virga Scorpion, crossed with a yellow Reaper F4. Not doing too great. 7 Pot Original Pepper. It's actually got quite a few flowers opening up, so hopefully we'll get something going with that. Here's a Sugar Rush Stripey. Starting to get some peppers. Got some squash. I didn't plant the seed. I planted these plants here, but I didn't start the seed, so I'm not even sure, exactly what this is. But There's some of these yellow squash. I did eat some of these. I'm not really into squash. It was all right. I had some actually today earlier. So yeah, these squash are doing amazing. Some big one. There's a big one in here. Pretty nice sized one right there. Then we got pumpkins. These ones are doing good. I can't remember what these ones are called. I didn't mark it, but I know they're pumpkins, and they're a bigger type. But it is starting to get some pumpkins out. There's a pumpkin right there, and there's a few more throughout these plants. These plants are doing pretty good. Now these ones I know, these are called, I think, sugar babies, and I haven't seen any pumpkins on these yet, which is fine. We got plenty of time, and these are the smaller type, so I'm not really worried about it. I think when it starts to cool down, they'll probably really start producing. I think we'll be ready by, the end of October. So anyways, I hope to do some reviews on different things, maybe review some corn even, maybe even some tomatoes. But I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on out here at the High Desert Garden. All right, thanks for watching The Obsessive Gardener. See you later.